Hello, my beautiful and amazing people. I have not been on here for a while, and let me explain why. This is just one on one between me and my wonderful friends. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know the journey of my husband being sick, okay? He started hurting in his chest area a few years ago, and we took him to the hospital, and they done all kinds of tests and come to find out he had a big tumor on his kidney. Well, it was a great big tumor. It's like the size of a grapefruit. And they set up surgery, they done testing and so forth with that. He had to be checked for like his heart because he's had a couple of heart attacks and so on. And but during that time, like between times for his kidney surgery, he had bowel obstruction and laid on touch and go for 7 days, and we really about lost him during that week. For 3 to 4 months, it was the roughest months of our life. He had to wear a restrainer around his stomach to keep from busting open. As gross as that sounds, but that is a part of life, guys. Things happen to us the older we get. We made many trips to the hospital, and the hospital is not in our area, it's in the next town. So it's quite a drive. It's a lot bigger, nicer, better hospital than our local small hospital. And we always want the best for our loved ones, right? But I had to literally pick him up, bathe him, dress him. I had to clean the wound out a few times a day. I done and treated him like a child, a baby. That's what we do when we love our loved ones that much. And you have to keep a wound very clean to keep from getting that infection to staph and all everything, the MRSA and all that. And that's exactly what I done. After we got that healed up, he did have in fact his kidney removal. They could not go through his stomach area and do it laparoscopic. They had to cut him from around his side, and that was rough. That was a very rough surgery for him also. So it took him months and months to get over that. Well, during all of this, they done multiple and many tests to see if the cancer had grew outside of the mass, the kidney, okay? We prayed, we cried, we had our church praying. Let me tell you, folks, if you don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you. That is our only refuge when nothing else, when nothing we can do. There is nothing we can do. All we can do is go to Him. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to gather myself a little bit, okay? Because God is so good, and He's always been so faithful. We are not rich people. I don't strive after money, wealth, or material stuff. What my wealth and my wealth is to me It's what surrounds me, my loved ones, and the food on my table and the clothes on my back. It's not money. It's not money to me, or fine cars. And I thank God He gave me that kind of heart. But let's move on. After a while, about a year later, he had to go back and have a light put in and put up, if you know what I mean. And I'm being realistic, okay? We're all not children here. This is just a part of life, okay? He was hurt real bad in his stomach area. It's the reason they had done this again. Come to find out, he had right at a bleeding ulcer that was infected, and it was just in really bad shape, and they had to put him on strong antibiotics and stomach meal, just all kinds of stuff, okay? Now, they got that cleared up. He had to go back, after that got cleared up, for another CAT scan. The CAT scan showed towards the kidney area that it was perfect. No tumors, no informalities, as you may say. But in the stomach area, they did find something that was abnormal that they did not like. So, we had to go 3 times for a PET scan. The reason for that is because he is a diabetic, and one time, or 2 times, I cannot remember, his sugar was too high, and they cannot do it because they put dye inside of your body, and I guess that has something to do with it. Maybe it shoots it too high, or would be too high. I'm not sure, but he finally got that completed last week. They called with us and had an appointment set, and we seen the doctor yesterday with all the results. And he was sick, he was nervous, we had been worried to death, when we shouldn't have, because God told us not to. But we are only human. We should never worry with something until we have something to worry about, really. And I told him before we went to the doctor, I asked him, I said, honey, we talked about it, and I said, are you worried? And he said, yeah, really, I am, Katie. And he said, I don't want to go through that and having to put you through that. And I said, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'll be okay. And I said, and we had the church praying, and I said, I believe with all my heart that God has already took care of it. It's gone. We get to the doctor's office yesterday. He come in with good spirits and stuff, and he said, it showed nothing. God had already took care of that situation before we got in our car and went. Folks, let me tell you something. My husband today is cancer free. He don't need to go back to that cancer doctor no more. That is the best news. That is my wealth, is having my husband better. I'm sorry for such a lengthy, crazy, maybe off-the-wall video. And I know I don't use the correct words and all these big words that you all probably know. I'm just little Katie sitting here in my chair, but this is the best way I could explain to you. Nobody knows what we have went through. But praise be to God. My husband is cured. So folks, if you all are battling cancer, other sickness, disease, Don't you give up. Don't give up. Let me tell you something. I have seen my husband healed more than this time. Many times. And that's a promise. God's got good works. He's got more in store for him. And He's got more in store for all of us that believe. But if you are battling cancer, especially, don't give up. Because there is a great physician, honey. A great physician that can touch that body. He made that body. He knows all about my body and yours. He knows every aches and pain, and He knows what you're going to need before you even ask, okay? I love each and every one of you. I wanted to share our testimony a little bit to give some of you all some encouragement to never give up and to fight through that, okay? Lord, I know it's tiresome and worrisome and heartaches and tears. But there's one that sits high and looks low. I love each and every one of you.